it's Cyrene Dellinger back here for another episode of Cyrene Properties right here on Go Country 105. And today we're going to talk about the thing that is on everybody's mind. Is the real estate market going to crash and burn? Have you been thinking to yourself, you know what? I'm going to wait to buy because the whole world is going to go to hell in a handbasket. Well, you know what? I don't have a crystal ball, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Let's talk about other stuff. No, I'm just kidding. But we can talk about the crash, the supposed crash. We can get really techie, we can get really this, we can get really that. But you know what? Even though I have a background in finance and I have a bachelor's degree in finance, I'm not really that girl who likes to get into all this minutia. Like, it's just not me. I'm really kind of get to the point. Let's get down and dirty. Like, let's get to the whole solution of things instead of like really worrying about all this like little details. So before we go through all of that, I'm gonna go into one of the voicemails I got, which was a great question. Like some of the questions you guys are sending me, I'm just like, wow, you guys are smart and you guys come up with some really good questions. So if you have a question, call me 1-800-440-7566. It gives me stuff to talk about. I don't feel like I'm just going on about things that I thought to talk about. I love to give you stuff that you guys want to hear. So let's get into it. Okay. Hi, Cyrene. I do not own property yet. My dad is getting up there in age and wants to put me on the deed of his house. So in the event of him passing away, we would avoid probate. Would this affect my ability to qualify for a first-time home buyer loan? That is such a freaking great question. So here's the answer. What your dad needs to do is put his property in a trust and make you the executor of the trust. If he puts you on the deed, yes, it's going to affect your ability to get a first-time home buyer loan. Why? Because when you go to get a first-time home buyer loan, they're going to check and see if you own other properties. And if you do, because you're going to be on the title of this property, then it will disqualify you from that. So, guys, this is a bomb question. I really like this one. So, because it's multifaceted. Get your property into a trust. That will avoid probate. If you are a first-time buyer, you don't necessarily need a first-time buyer loan to buy a house. There are loan programs out there that you can get into a property with a low down payment, even no MI. And if you don't know what MI is, give me a call. But there are other ways to get into a property without having a first-time buyer loan. But in respect to this question, yes, get in a trust, have your dad do that instead of putting you on title, and then you'll be good to go. So thank you. Thank you so much, Cindy, for sending that in. It's a great question. All right. Now, there's another question actually. There's two questions. Let me see. You know what? I'm going to do the second question later so that I don't feel like I'm completely boring you guys, because I start to feel that way if I'm just here by myself. We don't have producer Cam here. We don't have a guest. It's just little old me today. So what are we going to talk about? Are we heading into a real estate crash? How many of you guys think we are? Slide into my DMs. I want to know. CYRENE Properties on Instagram. Send me a DM. I want to know how many people think that we're heading into a crash. It would be interesting to me to see what y'all think. So here's my take on the whole thing. Who cares? Who cares if we're heading into a crash? If we are heading into a crash, then we're heading into a crash. If we're not, then we're not. The best time to buy real estate is 5 years ago. So if you're buying, if you're selling, here's the skinny. Interest rates are still low. They're historically low. So let's assume we do crash. Let's go ahead and say that prices go down and they go down by 10% or something, right? But when prices go down, interest rates typically go up. It's called economics. And when interest rates go up, prices come down, right? So what's the difference? 6 in one, half a dozen in the other. If the prices go down and the interest rates go up, you're in the same boat. Except for there's this little thing called compounding interest that is I can't say the word, but it's not fun. So when the interest rate's higher, the compounding interest over time is going to be higher. If it's lower, the compounding interest over time is going to be lower. So if you're going to save $30,000 on the house by getting a deal, quote unquote, then you're gonna, and the interest rates are higher, then you're gonna be paying over time more for the house than you would if you just paid the extra 30 grand and got your low rate. If you're selling your house, the market's hot, guys. I mean, if you're selling, like, I get it, for sellers, it's much more like, in my opinion, it's a bigger deal for sellers than it is for buyers, because of course you want the most money for your house. And if you're not gonna sell and then buy something else, now is a really good time because you need to get the most money, right? So is the market gonna go up a lot more? Is it gonna go down? What I do know is we have a major supply issue. Guys, look around. Inflation is happening. It is a real thing. Have you seen the prices of lumber? Have you seen the prices of gas? Have you seen what stuff is costing right now? It is insanity. So if you are thinking of selling, you would not be in a bad position to do so. Like, the market is hot. We don't have inventory, just like we don't have lumber, just like we don't have, gas or whatever else. Like, there is a complete and total shortage of inventory. And honestly, if I'm being real with you, I'm freaking sick of it. Like, can we sell your house, please? Because I got buyers that need a place to live, that are sick of paying these high rents, that really need to move. And they can't, I'm going up against 30 offers, 40 offers. It's exhausting. It's exhausting for my agents. It's exhausting for me. And it's just frustrating for buyers. And there's a lot of people who are just kind of tapping out because they're like, you know what? I can't deal with this. This is too much competition. It's too much everything. And I get it. I get it. But I don't want you to lose faith. Like I said, the rates are low. And if you're thinking of selling, the prices are high. Now, if you're thinking of selling and moving into another house, it's again, that's 6 in one, half a dozen in the other analogy. If you're gonna move into another house, you're gonna have a lot more down payment to that house because you sold your house for more money. So yes, of course, the house you're gonna buy is gonna be more expensive, but you're gonna have the equity and the down payment to buy it. Whereas if you wait, it's gonna be the same thing. So if you need to move, you need to move. You need a place to live, guys. Like, that's just, it is what it is. When should I buy a house? When you can afford a house, okay? What can you afford? Well, what are you paying in rent? Rent is expensive. Rent is stupid. Like, I'm gonna tell you guys what I pay right now, because if you've been listening to my show, I'm in the middle of a divorce, I'm renting an apartment, I'm in the middle of escrow on a property that I've been in escrow for 7 months on because it's new construction, blah, blah, blah. If you've been listening, then you know. If you didn't hear those shows, go hit up my YouTube channel. I got the podcast. Find me on Instagram, CYRENE Properties. Give me a call. I'll give you my own personal story if you want to just talk on the phone. 1-800-440-7566. I'm a talkative person, as you can tell. So you can call me. I'll talk to you. Don't worry. It's very personal over here. So anyway, how much do I pay in rent? Let's talk about it. Fine, let's do it. So I have a little 2-bedroom apartment right now, and it's in a great part of Los Angeles. I'm close to the beach and stuff like that. But guys, I'm paying $33.50 for this freaking place. $33.50 a month, which would be equal to about a $650,000 house right now. And that's like if I put down maybe 10%, 5%. So yeah, I know guys, it's a shame. I'm renting, but I'm in escrow on a property, and this is what I'm doing right now. I needed a what do you call it?
Shake things up.
No. I needed a bachelor pad in the meantime while I'm waiting for my sexy singles pad. You know what I'm saying? You guys know what's up. Anyway, rents are crazy. Buy a freaking house, guys. Call me, 1-800-440-7566. Okay, so you get the point. I think you guys get the point. I don't want to say it 100 times, but that's what's up. So I'm going to go into the second voicemail that I got because I got another cool question that I think is relevant, and I can go on about it for a little bit. So Jasmine sent me a voicemail saying, "Hi, Cyrene. I was wondering if lease-to-own properties still exist. Is it a scam? How does it work?" Okay, Jasmine, thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. Yes and no. So lease-to-own properties do exist. Typically what's going on here is it's kind of like a seller financing type of situation. And here's how it goes. You agree with the seller to pay X amount for the house, okay? Regardless of what happens to the market, regardless of what happens in your life, regardless of what happens, you're going to pay them, let's say, $500 for the house. Okay. And you're going to put down a certain amount of money. You're going to say, okay, I will pay you this much for the house. I'm going to put down $10,000 and I'm going to pay you monthly $1,500 or whatever the number is to buy this house. All right. So that's fine. And the money accumulates and accumulates and accumulates, and you're paying the seller. But what happens if you down the line decide not to buy the house? Something happens in your life, you decide not to pay it, whatever. Well, the seller benefits because they're going to keep your down payment. They're going to keep your down payment and they're going to keep all the money that you paid so far, just like it was a rental. But in addition to them getting your rent money, they have your down payment money now. So if you decide to cancel, there might be even like a penalty for that. So lease to own, in my opinion, is kind of like, if you want to buy a house, let's just save the money and go buy a house. Like, let's, the other side of that though is you're locking it in at today's price. So if you're really serious about it and the seller's down to finance and whatever, but you're probably not going to get the same kind of, like, the seller's going to want to charge you interest still. It's not free. Like, they're just going to be like, oh, okay, you can lease to own it. And the rate's probably going to be higher than like if you went to a bank. So this works for some people. I wouldn't say it's a scam. I would say you are potentially scamming yourself if you don't make good on the whole thing. Like if you don't follow it all the way through. Okay, so let's assume now that you listen to my show and you've talked to me on the phone and you get it. Like, you want to buy a house, okay? You don't care if the real estate market's going to crash. You need a place to live. You're tired of paying a lot of rent. And let's say though your credit's a little not so great. Not so great. Guys, I want to just talk about this for a second because I am tired of people being ashamed of this. Like, stuff happens in our lives. Like, a lot of times people don't have bad credit because they're complete idiots. They have bad credit because they got a divorce or they had just something happened, and especially right now with COVID happening and everything, like, people had to rely on their credit cards. There's a lot of things that happened that, just messed up people's credit. And I'm here to tell you, it's okay. There's no judgment. I feel like there's so much shame that people have around their credit scores. Yes, of course, it's like your social report card and it's important to have good credit, but I don't want you to feel like you can't call me and tell me whatever you need to tell me. I know that sounds weird, but like, there's reasons why your credit is like that, and sometimes it's kind of personal. And I want you to know that I am like, there's no judgment. This is a safe place. So whatever your credit score is, give me a call, 1-800-440-7566. Hit me on Instagram, leave me a voicemail, get a hold of me. Cyrene Properties, Cyrene Properties. And let's talk about your bad credit, because it doesn't mean that you can't buy a house. I mean, I just closed escrow last week with somebody who had a 560 FICO. 560, guys. So, and some people would look at that and be like, oh my gosh, you know what? Leave my client alone, because it is what it is, okay? And they had a goal and they achieved that goal, and I am so freaking proud of her right now. I can't even tell you. So yeah, that's what's up. You gotta call me, and there's a lot of reasons why you might have bad credit, and that's okay. We can get you into a home with a 560. Now, we might not want to. Maybe we want to fix your credit a little. I got referrals. I can help you. And a lot of times I can just talk to you and figure it out within like 10 minutes of what you need to do and how long it's going to take. I have experience. So, don't be shy. Don't let your credit score stop you from buying a house. Now, if you have a 400 FICO, you kind of worked for that. I hate to break it to you, but you don't typically end up with a 400 FICO just out of nowhere. Sometimes that is a multitude of things that happen, but in any case, give me a call. Let's talk about it, and we'll get you on the right path. Okay, so your credit is amazing. Cool, that's great, but you don't have any money saved. That's okay too. I'm good with that. I love you anyway. And there might be a lot of reasons why you don't have money saved. And it could also just be poor budgeting, guys, and you just eat out too much, and you don't, guess who's gonna be real with you about that? Me. I'm going to sit down with you. I'm going to ask you questions that might make you a little uncomfortable, and that's okay. But if you tell me that your goal is to get into a house, then that's what we're going to do. We're going to get you to that goal, but you have to do what I say. And I know that just sounds like really aggressive and like kind of bossy, but okay, sorry, that's who I am. So if that's, if you need somebody to kind of help push you, I'm here. I'm here to help you. If you don't have a down payment, It's okay. Let's talk about it. Do you need money to buy a house? Yes. There's no free house, guys. I'm sorry to break it to you, but there's no free house. Yes, there's programs that'll help you. Yes, there's down payment assistance programs. But I'll be very honest with you, right now, it's tough because the market is so hot. If there's 20 offers on a property and you're coming through and you're like, I need a 60-day escrow because I'm getting this down payment assistance program, it's going to be hard. But that doesn't mean it's impossible. There are ways to do it. There are definitely ways to do it. My 560 FICO gal, she came in with 3%. So let's not pretend like, oh, it's so hard, I can't do it, oh my gosh. Get off that whole freaking thing. Let's get you into a house. You're paying the rent anyways. You're paying the money. Unless you live with your mama, in which case you're paying a different kind of price. So give me a call, 1-800-440-7566. Let's talk about what you do and don't have and figure out how to get you into your goal and get you into a home. Okay, so now we're gonna go into Cyrene Properties Confessions. So I thought this year was gonna be terrible, okay? I will tell you guys, in March of 2020, I had 10 deals in escrow and 9 of them canceled. And I looked up at the sky and said, after the 5th one, I looked up at the sky and said, okay, God, is this how we're doing? You gonna do me like this right now? All right, I'm with it, I'm here. Let's see how this goes, right? I'm like, okay, if this is what it is, I'm rolling. So I just stuck in there. And you know what? Like, something told me to just have a little faith and like, just have some faith that things were gonna be okay. So instead of freaking the hell out, you know what I did? I hired more people because I knew that this was temporary. And I hired more people and I just had faith. Like, I spent money. I was scared, guys. I lost over $150,000 in commission just in March of 2020. And I know a lot of you guys have been hurting too, and I get it. And you think, oh, $150,000 is nothing to me. Yes, it is, guys. The spring and the summer, that's where I make like half of my money is in that time of the year. And like, I have a stupid amount of expenses, like fixed expenses. I have staff, I have employees, I have rent, I have all those things, right? I have payments. I have ridiculously like high expenses. So yeah, okay, 150,000 seems like a lot, but when you have a lot of expenses, if you have 100,000 in expenses every month or 100, well, anyways, we're not going to talk about that too much. But my point is that I was scared and I stayed in faith and I hired some more people. Instead of getting rid of people, I hired them. And I am so freaking glad I did that because the real estate market has lost its mind. Like, we are having the best year that we've ever had. And I thought, oh, COVID's going to ruin everything. Nope. So March was terrible, April was terrible, May was pretty terrible, but then as of June of last year, things started picking up, and now it's just like, it just got more and more and more. And I wish I would have bought something in March of last year because it's probably worth $100,000 more now than it was freaking 12 months ago, which is nuts. And I told you guys on the last show, I'm buying a property that just appraised for $66,000 more than what I'm buying it for because I've been in escrow for 7 months. And if you didn't hear the show, go back to my Instagram, go to my YouTube page, watch the show, call me, 1-800-440-7566. I'll text you the link. Whatever you need, I got you. But my point is that I thought the market was gonna crash. Everyone was like, I didn't think it was gonna crash, but I mean, my personal market crashed. And it got really slow for a minute and then it just picked up like crazy. So, you know, what's gonna happen in the future? I don't know. I'm not a psychic, you know. You will have to consult your spiritual healer or whoever it is you talk to about such things who can see the future. And if you find out for real, like what it is, then please let me know because I would like to know. That would be great. But yeah, I'm so happy and we have the best team ever. And if you're thinking of joining a team, again, 1-800-440-7566, call me. I have more leads than I can work right now. And I am now hiring new people. So I'm going to stick with that energy. Like, just bring the people and the business will come, and bring the right people. Can you be the right people and call me, please? I want good people. I don't want just me. Are you good? Call me. What else do you guys want to hear? Do you want a story? Do you guys need a story? I think it's story time. Once upon a time, no, I'm just kidding. So let's get you a good story. What are we gonna do today? I wish you guys could DM me on Instagram and tell me what kind of stories you want, because it really, really helps me. Like, it's so hard sometimes to just sit here and just blah, blah, blah. But if I have a little, something to go off of, it really helps. So DM me, send me an Instagram message or Facebook me or whatever. Okay, we're gonna talk about my friend who I just closed escrow, and she has like a 560 FICO, okay? So this beautiful lady was actually somebody I worked with at an old real estate office. She was one of the support staff there. She wasn't a real estate agent. She was part of the support staff at this office of 250 agents. And who got it done? Moi. But in any case, there's a lot of people there she could have chosen. And in fact, she did choose somebody to work with, and they helped her. They told her, oh, you have to fix your credit first. And they sent her to a credit repair person who she paid $250 a month to fix her credit for an entire year. And guess what they did? Nothing. It fixed nothing. It helped her in no way. And so then she got frustrated, and she picked up the phone and called me. And I talked to her for a while, and I was like, okay, well, I got all the information. I said, I know who you need to talk to. And I personally work with multiple lenders. Like, I love you guys, and not one of y'all is going to get my sole loyalty. I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, wait, let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys have a favorite restaurant? I bet you do. Do you eat that same restaurant every night? Of course not, right? Well, I got some favorite lenders, and they're not all doing the same things. That's why I have more than one person in my pocket. And it's also because I don't take kickbacks from people, guys. I'm not over here like invested with anything. I'm invested in you. So in any case, she told me her story. We talked about it. I sent her to the right lender, and she got herself approved. She's not getting the most amazing credit. She's not getting the most amazing interest rate. She's getting a good interest rate, but she's not getting like the perfect interest rate because, of course, her credit's not that great. But she is getting a good rate, especially right now with the way things are. It's still way, way lower than it could be. She got a good deal on the house. We got her into a property. We closed escrow, and she's paying the same she was in rent. And she only put 3% down, and we got it done in 60 days. We went out there aggressively looking for homes. When I wrote those offers, do you think I told them when I wrote those offers that she had that credit score? No, I didn't. I got around it. Do you think I told them that she was putting a low down payment? No, I didn't. I got around it. Why? Because that was what I needed to do to get her in the house. So I apologize, listing agent. I love you so much, and I'm glad we closed, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. Nobody's going to be mad, but my loyalty was to my client. So that's what we did, and now we're in escrow, and no, we're not in escrow. We're not in escrow. Oh my God, it's over. We closed. She got her keys. I gave them to her last week. So anyways, there's a story. If you're feeling a little down, you think, oh, blah, blah, blah. It's not fake. I'm not like just feeding you a line. You can do it. You can really do it. And I believe in you. And I can tell you, I'm the biggest knucklehead on the planet. I did it myself. I bought a house with a low down payment with some program for a low down payment people. I got down payment assistance. I did the whole thing. I ended up in my own property. If you didn't hear my own personal story, it was like long, so it was 2 parts. But if you didn't hear it, go to my YouTube page, go to my podcast, go to my Instagram, go find it. It's on there. I have everything there. You can listen and laugh at me or be happy for me or whatever. You can send me a message. Just, can you make them nice messages? Because you know what? The truth of the matter is, I sound kind of like I'm a hardcore type of person. I'm actually kind of sensitive. So can you be nice, please? Anyway, okay. There's your story for today. All right. So to summarize, is the real estate market going to crash? I don't know. Is it a good time to buy? Yes. Interest rates are low. Is it a good time to sell? Yes. Prices are high. Will you be in a bad position if you buy now? As long as you can afford your payments, no, you will not be. Just keep making those payments. If prices go down, they're going to go down. It's real estate. It's like stocks, but we're in it for the long term. If you're going to do it, stay in it for the long term. The rents are not going down, guys. I put a thing for rent yesterday. I put a $2,100 condo for rent in a not so great neighborhood, and I have like 10 applications the next day. $2,100 a month for a 2-bedroom. So think about that. Think about what that could get you in a house. You would be paying the same price if you bought that condo. I'm just telling you. So don't be someone else's pocket. Be in your own. Do you have low credit? Okay. Sorry, that sucks, but call me. We'll figure it out. I got you. Don't worry about it. Low down payment, it's okay. We got you there too. And it's not just about like, this isn't my job for like one deal. You know, like I'm not going to die if I don't get your business, but I want clients for life. And I truly believe that if I help you now, you're not going anywhere, guys. It's me and you. We got this. So go ahead, get on the phone, 1-800-440-7566. Stop hesitating, 1-800-440-7566. Give me a call and let's make it a great day in your new house or out of your old house and into a different house, okay? I'll see you next week. Take care.